Welcome back to the 100K 2024 AFL preview show. We're up to one of the most exciting teams of the season, the GWS Giants. I'm that pumped to preview the Giants. With me, Darcy Ballard. Dobe, how are you, brother?
I'm very good, Jev. Absolutely going to enjoy this one. We just finished the Suns. Obviously, if you haven't listened to that one, go check it out. The Giants, Jev. So last year, finished 7th on the ladder. So a 13-10 season, just losing in the prelim final in what was it just an arm wrestle, wasn't it? One of the best games of the season. We had actually, as far as finals go, we had some cracking finals. Look, as we go through every single team, we go through the same question. So the first one we go through, Jev, competition A-graders. Who do the Giants have? This team is stacked.
They've got 3 for me. Toby Green, All-Australian captain, everyone's favourite player in the league. Sam Taylor, absolute freak defender, best one-on-one defender in the game, generally beats forwards and dominates games. And then Tom Green for me, I'm not going to reel off any stats or anything. This is eye test. I'm going to get into it later, but Tom Green for me is a lock competition A-grader. Who did you have, Das?
Jev, tick them off as we go through. I had those 3, Toby Green, Tom Green, Sam Taylor.
Yep.
You know what you know. Let's get into the next one then. Position A-graders, because this one is very intriguing. I want to know who you've got. Who do the Giants position A-graders?
So Josh Kelly.
Yeah.
Wing, mid, half back, half forward. He's just a Rolls Royce. He's a star. And he's just at that age now. I think he's a year younger than us. I think he's 28, 29 this year. You can just see how much it means to him, and it's just business for him now. He just is a winner, just a gun. Stephen Cornelio, he's back. He had his best season by a mile last year. He was unbelievable last year compared to when he was the captain and he generally wasn't getting a kick. I don't know what happened to him, but he was back last year. His season was out of this world. He's an A-grade midfielder for mine. And Lockie Whitfield off the half-back flank, he is a balls user, Rolls Royce. Maybe you should have gone first on this one. Who did you have position A-graders, Das?
It'd be good, Jev, if me and you are just doing the exact same list by the looks of things. My position, Josh Kelly, Stephen Cornelio, and Lockie Whitfield. The reason why you have those, and I reckon it's almost a grade of what is a position A grader. If they can go into any other side, they're starting that position.
Yep.
Kelly's a walk-up starter. Cornelio's a walk-up starter. Lockie Whitfield is a walk-up starter in that
on any team.
They're 3 bigs.
Das, I got one more. I've just saw. I'm adding Brent Daniels. You and me, Dobe, are 1A and 1B on the Binger bandwagon. I reckon he is an elite small forward. He just does it different to the other ones. So Isaac Rankin, Cozzy Pickett and these guys, there's a bit of flash and sizzle and flair and their games are beautiful to watch. But Brent Daniels is just hard work, grunt, and then around stoppages, he's super, super dangerous. And he just does it off smarts and work rate. It's like he's just Toby Green's Robin. Toby Green, Batman, he's Robin. I actually have him as an A-grade small forward. He is a gun. And when you watch him play, you're like, he is a fucking wizard. Do you agree? Or notable role players? You go first for notable role players.
Yeah, Jev, well, that pretty much comes straight into this bit. So, obviously, the Giants have so many of them. Iden, Buckley down back. You look at other guys that they play through the middle, like Xavier O'Halloran. These guys are coming in and just do a role and, they'll do whatever they can to cement their spot. But I love the small forwards, as you know, Jev. And I've got Binger Daniels and Toby Bedford. They're my favourite, Jev. I absolutely love watching the little guys go to work. Bedford, obviously, coming across from the Demons. Now, this guy was pretty much a plug and play. You didn't really, he showed massive flashes at the Ds. He come in and he was a star. His only downfall is him converting in front of goal. He was at 30, just over 30-something%, Jev. He missed the one in a couple of big finals. 2.1 inside 50 tackles a game, which is ranked absolutely elite. And as you said, Jev, our man, Binger Daniels, looks a lot like David King, but just in a can crusher, just a little bit smaller. But, Jev, he, at times last year, looks like Toby Green 2.0.
Yep.
He gets,
Yep.
I think he's just around under 20 possessions a game,
Kicks big
26 goals
goals.
for the season
Yep.
last year.
Yep.
But he's so crafty.
Yep.
So many stoppages we're watching. Is that Toby Green? Comes out. No, that's just Binga Daniels.
Kicks
He does what he
big
does,
goals.
Jeff.
Yep.
He's a gun, absolute gun. I had him just underneath competition A grade. He's probably there. If he can kick 35 to 40 goals as a small forward, I'd put him there. Maybe a little bit harsh on him, but I absolutely love him. Who do you have for your notable role players?
Yeah, where do we start? So their whole backline defends like their life is on the line. Jack Buckley, Connor Iden. Connor Iden's prelim final. You remember his fucking prelim?
Awesome.
Harry Himmelberg is a very good footballer. Then there's guys like Lockie Ash, Cement Head, Callan Ward, and then their forward line. Toby Bedford is probably my favourite role player in the whole league. He's the reason you win premierships. He looks like Adam Kingsley from the Tigers. He looks like he got there and said, this is what Kane Lambert did. You're the best runner at this footy club, wins all their 2Ks, and he just goes and does whatever Toby Green needs him to do on the defensive end. However Toby Green can dominate and get a rest, Toby Bedford goes and chops him out. Jesse Hogan and Jake Riccardi, like these guys are good AFL players and role players. Jesse Hogan had a fantastic season last year. And then Shane Munford Jr., Kieran Briggs, he's arguably the best bang for buck ruckman in the league. Old school physical, tough as they come, and he does it different to the other ruckman. He likes hurting people. He loves it. So they're filled with notable role players, position A graders and A graders. I absolutely love their list, Darc.
Yeah, so do I. All right, going into the next bit then, where do you see the depth? So this is a question mark question. Forwards, backs, midfield, coaching staff. I don't care how you want to go about it, but the depth of the Giants, Jev, what are we looking at?
Yeah, so their list is stacked, but they've got the number one pick, Aaron Cadman. I want to see him come on this year. I need to see him play 20 AFL games. And then guys like Isaac Cumming, Nick Haynes, Lockie Keefe, Xavier O'Hanlon, they're just good team, good players, full of depth. So I'm just looking at Aaron Cadman basically. What about you? What do you write for depth?
I'm just looking at the Road Warriors. I'm having a look at their war room, and the Giants' midfield is stacked. Let's have a look. So you got Green, Kelly, Cogs, Whitfield, Ward, Callahan, one of the best midfield cores in the AFL. Big bodies, inside, outside. They've been playing with each other for multiple years now. They know their strengths. They know their weaknesses. Other guys can come through, but there's your main core that are going to play. They seem to always be playing with each other. Like a few niggles, but they're always back in the side. This team is stacked, and I absolutely cannot wait to watch this team dominate again in the middle third of the ground. Kieran Briggs. These guys are so fit, and they just run around all game. They love stoppages, and when it's not so free-flowing, and if there are a lot of stoppages, they're going to kill you because they're always around the footy and they're going to get to you.
Young Guns, Darc, you keep going. Give me Young Guns. What did you write down for Young Guns?
Well, obviously the local product, Jev, our man, Finn Callahan. Don't know if he knows if he's our man, but we absolutely love him. He's huge. He's a monster. And you already can tell that he's a little bit sore. He's already got the double shoulder strap, but come on a lot more last year. I think he'll play a much bigger role. But as you said, Jev, Aaron Cadman, these forwards take a lot of time to really come in. So what did he play last year? 12 games for only the 6 goals, the former number one pick. What do we have? Phil Davis, I think he was on earlier in the and said no, he's not so much of a bigger body forward, very agile, quick below his feet, but he is super competitive. But he might take a little bit to come into it, but Jesse Hogan and Riccardi, a couple more years, once they come out, bleed him, let him come in. Who knows? He might be the next superstar in the AFL, Jev. What about you?
Yeah, I just wrote, we probably both have the local produce, Finn Callan, written down. He's 20 years old. He has a career average of 20 touches, 192 centimetres. He's such an impressive specimen. And you can fucking tell how high the Giants rate him because he was injured for a couple of weeks and then he came straight back into the side as a 19-year-old to play a final. They picked him for that final after he'd missed a couple of weeks. He can fucking play. David King was on the radio on Friday talking about he's looking impressive. He's the left footer that's going to take the leap this year and sort of just gel that team even more. I cannot wait for Finn Callahan this season. And he just looks like Tim Taranto out there. I know we know them both and they both came from the same junior club and senior club as us, but it's out there on the field, it's like that looks exactly like Tim Taranto looked at the Giants. So I'm excited to watch Finn Callahan play this year.
Yeah, so am I. He was doing the hundreds after we did on Christmas Day, Jev.
Yeah.
A little bit quicker than us. We were just trying to get it done to earn our Christmas ham. So
With Marcus Winhager, who was ripped to shreds. Yeah, impressive specimens.
Dark horse All Australian, Jev. Who do you got? Honestly, if you want a dark horse, take your pick. But most of these players can make this squad.
I'll get to Tom Green a bit later, as I said, Darc. But for a dark horse, could Kieran Briggs be the All-Australian ruckman? If they finish top 2, top 3, he was fucking good last year. Remember Daniel Hoyne on, Sports Day with Jared and Kane, how bullish he was on Kieran Briggs. He said he was the number 1 rated ruckman by a mile. So could he be the All-Australian ruckman? Who did you write down?
I didn't really have a dark. Like if I went dark horse, I'd go like a Bingo because as I said for most of the other pods, I love those small forwards. There's always a couple of spots, but just want to see Sam Taylor get back in the side. Jev, bit injured. He was All Australian 2022. If he was in Melbourne, we would be talking about him being the best defender in the AFL. We don't hear enough about it. You got to watch the Giants games. Holds blokes one-on-ones, goes off, intercepts. Like just he's almost manning like a triangle. Maybe he used to do the triangle drill and like they just play keepings off. He does that with 3 forwards and somehow seems to impact it every single time. He's so good. So him to get back in that All-Australian side, Jev, and get his flowers is what I want to see.
He's that confident. He'll stand on like Tom Hawkins or Jeremy Cameron, where usually defenders will shit themselves, punch everything. He'll be standing next to Jeremy Cameron and just fucking mark it. He is so confident in his ability and he's an absolute gun. Coach captain, go for it.
Absolutely love this one, Jev. Adam Kingsley, and obviously we've got Toby Green. Appointing Toby has been the best decision the club has ever made. Once they've done that, like he's been painted as the AFL's bad boy on the field, and this has absolutely paid them back. So after becoming captain and then the All-Australian captain, all they've done is won, and they win gritty, Jev. They play like Toby, and they back Toby. Kingsley has gotten this team to obviously buy into becoming the road warriors and the underdogs. The thing that what makes them so unique is even at home, Jev, they play in front of 8 to 10,000. And then when they play on the road, they play in front of 8 to 10,000 of their own. They're used to playing in silence and they feed off the silence. So even in the prelim, they love it. Like they don't need the cheer or the home crowd to spur them on. They're kicking goals against the Pies in the prelim, and it's quiet, and they love it. Like that's what they play in. That's what they train in. They don't have too many fans, and they ride off that. So I think it's a match made in heaven. Kingsley, there was a photo of him today at the beach. He was almost doing a Crilly or a Mick Meyer. So we at the beach, we used to do pre-season, and everyone had one shoe on, and you had to take it off. And this man was literally ripping blokes' ankles off. He didn't care. Kingsley's huge. He's the size of an Aquamax. I absolutely love this couple. What about you, Jev?
Couldn't rate them anymore. Toby Green is just fucking him. Everyone knows it. The confidence, the swagger, the chest out, but the leadership, the respect he has over the group. He's everyone's favourite player in the league at the moment. He is just fucking him. And then Adam Kingsley took till about round 10 last year for him to fully get his point across. Remember, he had the fucking stress ball on the sidelines, but then they became scary, unstoppable. They were so stiff not to win that prelim, and I know they've reviewed it. And there's legit 3 or 4 moments. It's when Sam Taylor tried to mark it and he didn't. It's when I think it was Iden on the wing didn't win that one-on-one and Collingwood went and kicked the goal. And it was when, what's his name, didn't handball over to Toby
Keith.
Green. That are the 3 moments that cost him a spot in the grand final. Like, they are so fucking good. I'm so bullish on the Giants. I'm so excited for them.
All right, here we go. So the next bit is the strength of schedule. So judging off last year's rankings. So they go through number 1 being the easiest, 18th being the hardest. Giants have the 12th ranked schedule, Jev. Not that they give a fuck about that.
No.
Not one fuck. So notable home games, Jev. They're once again, they're tough to play up there, Giants. Notable home games, what do you have written down?
Yeah, their home schedule is the perfect mix of hard teams and then games they'll just win. Freo, Hawthorn, North, they'll just handle at home. But then Collingwood, Lions, Port, Carlton, teams that they're going to be thereabouts with, they also get at home. So they'll be looking to win those as well. I love their home schedule. What about you?
Yeah, Jev, absolutely. I just wrote as their big one, the Pies, the Dogs, Port, Swans, Blues, and the Suns. Those are the teams I see are like on the cusp of finals, so they're the only ones I really wrote down. They'll give them a good shake. But the away games, Jeff, once again, they've got to go on the road. Frequent flyer points. No wonder why these boys have a good off-season. They've absolutely accumulated throughout the season. So their away games, the Suns, the Blues in Melbourne, the Swans, the Bombers, Geelong at Geelong, the Hawks in Tassie, Adelaide, Melbourne, Brisbane, and Bulldogs. So they're fucking traveling a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you look at it, they've copped it. So I think the reason why they've done this, if you do make a prelim, you do get a tougher draw, but I don't know how you get much tougher than that, but they're moving a lot, Jev. What did you have written down for the notable away games?
Yeah, their away schedule is a lot harder. Geelong and Geelong, Hawks, Tassie, Adelaide at Adelaide, Melbourne at the G, Lions at the Gabba. It's a tough road schedule. But even if they get to 50-50 on the road, I think they're going to dominate at home enough that they'll comfortably be in the finals. And remember, 11 different venues they won at last year. Anywhere, anyone, anytime. Coolest fucking thing I've ever heard anyone say, Tom Green last year. They don't care. They just do not care. Anywhere, anyone, anytime, any venue, they don't give a fuck. So where we go, Geelong at Geelong, they won there last year. Adelaide at Adelaide, they won there last year. They beat anyone. They do not care. They're such a good road team. So, yeah, do you have any more for away schedule?
No, I'm so intrigued to see if they can do it again.
Yeah.
It's a tough league. Like, God, I'm intrigued. So what did you have as their floor? So they won 13 games last year. What do you have as their floor?
Well, if they go 6-6 on the road, which, yeah, we said the hard games, but they've also got some winnable ones, and then 7-4 at home, which wouldn't be a good home season for them. That's a 13-win team, Das. 6-6 on the road, 7-4. So their absolute floor is probably like 12, 13 wins for mine. What did you have down?
Just because of their away games, I had their absolute floor is 11 games.
11 wins. So a rough few injuries, bad season, 11 win side. And then ceiling, what did you have their ceiling as?
Like 15, 16 games, 2 more than last year. That's 16 games will get you a top 4 spot. Not think that they're breaking away just because they're moving around so much. It's not like, remember when Richmond were, like, as we said before, they'd have like 10 home games to finish the season. Yeah. They're all in Melbourne because they're blockbuster. Like, it's to get up again for another season. I don't know. I just think 16 wins is like, it's a great season. You're playing finals, probably going to get a home final.
Yeah.
I see that as their ceiling. What about you?
I was looking at the thing. If they go 10-1 at home, which they easily could, and then 7-5 on the road, which they easily could, that's a 17-win team. 10-1 at home, 7-5 on the road. Like, I can see them being a 17-win team. Like, they are good. They are fucking good. They've got the perfect mix of defenders, A-grade mids, good forwards. Yeah, I can just see them, if they 11-0 at home, like I see the Lions, they just hold home field this year. Yeah, I can see them being a 17-win team for sure. Over-under, what do you reckon their over-under is going to be set at? I reckon I'm going to be one game higher than you. What did you say?
13 and a half.
I had 14 and a half.
This is one of those ones, though, we're obviously going to put one on for every team. Like, we're just going to do it, like a big one. But then when we do our smaller ones, I don't want the Giants in. Like, I wouldn't touch his team. Like, I think that's a perfect. Like, we just finished our NFL one, and we've gone through, and so many of the teams are just on that line, the 0.5 over under. I don't know if it's 14 and a half, Jev. I'd probably lean under. I think they'll still make finals, but it's just, for some reason in my head, there's so much fucking travel. It's so much. So I'd probably just tip the under on 14. 13, I don't know. You're obviously going over on 13 and a half. If it's 14 and a half, where are you sitting?
That is a hard one. That's a fucking hard one. I'd have to... It's funny. It's like you really need to have the whole over-under thing in front of you and then like go through the other ones you're confident on, the other unders, and sort of see where GWS lay. But I don't know what their over-under is, but I reckon you're going to be close with 13 and a half. 14 and a half, oh, fuck. I'm still nearly going to go over. I think they're pretty fit and healthy, aren't they? Are they missing anyone in this preseason? You're not hearing much about injuries. They're just good to go.
Yeah.
And look, hot take. Have you got a hot take on the Giants?
Yeah, I do, Jev. Can we finally get a little bit of love for the best footballer in the AFL? That is Toby Green, Jev. 17 $67 for the Brownlow.
Wow.
$67 for Toby Green. Like, after polling 20 votes last year, which was the most at the Giants, and we thought that he actually left a few votes on the table. He only polled in 7 games. We did the Brownlow show. We're watching this. You're like, geez, Toby should get a vote here. Didn't get a vote.
Yeah.
Didn't get a vote. I'm telling you, if he has another season like last year, kicks 60 goals, if they're in the same position as last year, he will win the Brownlow.
Yes.
He will win the Brownlow. $67 is unbelievable. Why would a player like him, all-Australian captain, 60 goals, if he kicks another 60 and he relays from last year, he will get way more votes. They know it's not a fluke. He'll win the Brownlow.
Yeah,
20 votes he got last year, Jev. That's my pick.
I believe it so deep in my bones that Tom Green is about to be the best player in the league. Look, I'm probably leaning Petrarca or Bont for the Brownlow, but I'm not going to be surprised in the slightest when Tom Green wins the Brownlow this year or comes top 3 in the Brownlow. I think he's the perfect balance of inside, outside, contested grunt work, but classy, can finish a goal. He has swagger and confidence about him, the size of him. There will be a time this year he is number 1 on my pyramid. I think he is the best player in the comp. It just can't be said yet, and I am that excited to watch him play this year. And I think it's 21-1 for the Brownlow. I think that is the must bet of the off-season because it's going to get to 10-1, then 5-1, and maybe even 2-1. And it is the biggest must watch of the AFL season. He is going to be enormous this year, Das. I cannot wait.
Are you flirting? He's on top of the pyramid. Are you going to give out an early pyramid?
I can't even think about the pyramid yet because we're so on these preview shows. We've got so much to do. We've still got a fair few teams to go. Haven't even thought about the pyramid. I actually don't know who is going to sit on top of the pyramid. No, Nick Dacos deserves it. Yeah. Dacos starts number 1 on the pyramid. There's my tip.
How many pies are in the pyramid? Him and DeGoey?
Fuck, I don't even know. I got to go through the players. My pyramid always starts with midfielders, though. Like first season, because you go you got to have Errol in there, and you got to have fucking Jordan Dawson and Lachie Neale and all these mids. And then as the season goes on, it's key backs and key forwards starting to go in, and you realise they're the real game winners, the game changers. So I'm so excited for the Giant Stars. They are one of the teams in my lock top 8 teams. What about you?
Yeah, I'm just excited to watch them. I hope everyone a happy, healthy season. That's when we're going off these as well, guys. This is we're doing all the predictions off. If everyone has a perfect season, everyone's healthy, that's what we're going off.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm really excited to watch them. Next episode, Jev, we've got the Hawks coming up, who I'm heavily invested in.
You're so excited about the Hawks. I've started my notes on the Hawks. I'm super excited to get into it, but they are the competition A graders into position A grades question. I'm excited to answer with the Hawks with you.
I think they're my second team apart from the Blues, Jev.
You're ready to go.
I love the Hawks.
I can't wait to hear you talk about Nick the Wizard Watson, where I'm a bit down on him, or I would not have drafted a small forward in the top 5 picks. You're going to pump him up, and I can't wait to hear it.
Good episode, Jev. Go the Giants, and good luck for the season.
See you at Hawthorn.
Beautiful. Mate.